Hello, hello. Welcome back. My name is Kat. I am the Nurse Flipper, and it's been 2 weeks since I showed you a high dollar only what sold video, and we have 22 sales that are over that $50 mark, including one that sold for $1,700. So if you are trying to raise your average sales price as a seller, these are items that will definitely help you do that. They are ones to look out for. I will tell you where I bought them. I will tell you how much they cost, and I'll tell you how long they took to sell. So 22 sales on eBay, only one over $50 on Poshmark in the last 2 weeks, mostly bread and butter over there, none on Mercari. So eBay is definitely our #1 selling site, and I'm excited to share these high dollar sales with you right now. So I would like to give you a couple of stats real quick, so you know the percentage of our sales that are high dollar like this, over $50. So I am showing you 22 sales from the last 2 weeks, and over all the last 2 weeks we have had 146 sales. So that's actually about 15% of our sales that are over $50, and that means 85% of them are lower dollar, but they add up over the last 2 weeks. I'm gonna look. Let me see how much we've done in total. Okay, so over the last 2 weeks, we have sold $8,746, almost $9,000 in 2 weeks. Not too bad. But 15% of those sales were over $50. The rest were not. All those little sales add up. They add up to thousands and thousands of dollars. So let's go ahead and get started. First up is one that took over a year to sell. So I actually sent a 50% off offer. If you don't watch me and you don't know, I will send offers of 50% off if I've had the item over a year and I have a watcher. This one sold for $52, but I originally was only $5 in. So it's actually still a $40 profit. And this is a silver pendant with Egyptian scarab beetle. Watch for scarab beetles because some of them are worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And this one here, you can see the photos. They were very happy. They actually left in my feedback that it was the best jewelry they had ever bought off of eBay, which I was pretty proud of. But again, took a year to sell. If you're a jewelry seller, you might know jewelry can take longer to sell, but I still made a good profit. This is a sign one. So this is a Whitney Kelly mosaic blue fiery opal sterling silver ring size 8. I did put WK because that's what she signs it, and I will show you that. This one sold for full price, and again, it sold in under 2 months. Beautiful ring. Here you can see from the side. I'll pop up this ring holder, and here you can see the WK925. This is our ring sizer. I can also pop that up in the video in case you guys need one. They're really, really low cost to get them. We do show it on the sizer because this one is a little over an 8, but not by much. So I want to make sure I show that. And this one I got in a auction lot. I paid $10. So it is about a $45 profit after fees. Are you seeing a trend here? A lot of my jewelry in sterling silver is my higher dollar sales. So this is a vintage sterling silver Mexico Taxco Aztec barrette. And this one sold for $59.99 full price, and it sold very, very fast. Sold in under a month. I don't know why my images are not loading. There they are. Here you can see that Taxco number 925 Mexico. And I will also pop up for you guys the acid testing kit so that you can test sterling in case you are selling jewelry. That is definitely something you'll want to have on hand. I am less than $5 into this, and this one's about a $45 profit. Lace, plastic, placemats, guys. I did have 16 of them. I barely paid anything. They sold for $60. I had them listed with charger plates. Buyer wrote me, wanted only the placemats, told them I'd do all for $60. They said okay, listed it. They bought it immediately, and this one's over a $50 profit. Skirt. This one sold for $62.99. So I did send on a best offer of 10% off. I got this from an online auction lot. It was all St. John's clothing. I did have to pay up. I paid $20. So this one is about a $35 profit, but it sold in under a month. Up next is a To-Me bag, and it's a To-Me bag that's personalized. So I want to make sure you guys know personalized pieces will still sell if they're valuable brands. So this one sold for a best offer of $70. I am only a couple dollars in a personal buy. I drove down south, and actually the highest dollar selling item was in the lot with this one. So this one is over a $60 profit. It sold in under a month. It sold very fast. If you do not know the To-Me name, definitely learn it. It is extremely valuable. There is that To-Me you can see there, and it is money, my friends. If you find anything To-Me, even the luggage tag, I have a luggage tag listed at $100. So watch for To-Me. It typically is leather, and even if it's monogrammed, it will still sell. Next up is an Akubra hat. This was another fast seller, and this was another from the same online estate auction I got the St. John clothing items from. But this one I only paid $5 for. It sold for $68 in under a month. It is an Akubra Snowy River pure fur felt cowboy hat with feather braided band. Very, very good profit, over $50. Here you can see it was in excellent condition. Gorgeous, gorgeous hat. And very, very fast sale, under a month, and really, really good profit. So remember the name Akubra, and I would advise you to also check cowboy hats if they look well made, because there are quite a few of those that are worth money. Up and next is one that just sold, and this is actually my last like tall, thin one like this. So I might have to go on the hunt for some more Kachinas. This one was listed back in April. It is a long hair Hopi Kachina, 13 inches tall. This one was signed Hemis, and I did put large because 13 inches is pretty big for a Kachina doll. The majority, I would say, are about 8 inches or so. So this one I paid 10. Some of you have asked where I get them that cheap. I get them in online auctions in big lots. So the lots might cost me hundreds of dollars, but I'm getting a lot of Kachina dolls for that. So that is where I get them. And typically not local pickup. I do have to get these shipped. And a lot of times they have damage. So that's the only thing with buying these, but I can't find them where I'm at. I very, very rarely find them locally. So this one took about 3 months and is about a $55 profit. Next up, I know I showed this last week in a What Sold, but I had to show it again. It is 2 short circuit VHSs. I only paid 50 cents at a yard sale, but they took over a year. So they took longer, but $60 profit on these things. Got positive feedback. They were very happy with them. And I paid a quarter a piece at a yard sale. So if you find VHSs that are sealed, definitely look them up. I had a feeling this one would be good because I love this movie. So a lot of times it's your own personal experience that kind of draws you to things that might be valuable for nostalgia reasons. So definitely remember that. And this was an excellent, excellent sale as well as profit. Next up is a Harley Davidson jacket. And this one goes to show not all Harley sells fast. So I want you guys to remember that, because this one was listed in October and that's when it was cold, and now it's hot and it sold now, and it sold for $68, which was an offer that I sent out of 30% off. And I paid 20. So it's about a $40 profit, but just know Harley, some of it sells really fast, but other items might take longer to sell. So just beware of that. And a lot of times it's hard to get exact comps on these, but overall, I would say Harley is a good pickup. Up next was a great, great sale. This was also in the lot I picked up from down south, and I'm only a couple dollars in. This is a Lufthansa first class amenities kit. This is a Sen black hard case. You have seen multiple different first class kits sold by me over the last few weeks, and they are selling fast. So this one sold for a best offer of $75, sold in under a month. And again, I got it from a personal buy, did not pay much. You can see here, we do lay all the items out. This was unused. And a very, very nice leather kit on this one. The Lufthansa have been one of the better selling of the first class items that we have. And this one is over a $65 profit. This is one that took over a year to sell. I sent a 50% offer, which was $84. I paid dollars for these, like $2. So they are over $70 profit, but they took a year. But me sending that half off offer saying, these have been sitting here over a year. I would rather make some money than what I think they are worth. And I did comp them, but that doesn't mean anything if nobody's buying them, right? So made a great profit. They were in excellent condition. And here you can see that Bestwick, England, definitely something you want to keep an eye out for. You also will notice I put Dachshund as well as Dachshund. If people call dogs by different names or shorten it, you definitely want to put both in your title because you don't know what they're going to search for. So took a long time to sell, but really, really good profit. Next up is another Harley Davidson item, but this is a part. So this one was listed back in November. So it took about 7 months to sell. This is an authentic Harley Davidson OEM fender skirt with concho. I have no clue what that means, but I know the part number and I put it. I paid $30 for this at a yard sale. It sold for full price of $84.49, but only about a $40 profit after fees. And it did take a little bit longer to sell. So here you can see the photographs. We do show the actual part as well as that box. I paid up for this, but it is still a really good profit, even though it did take over 6 months to sell. Next up is another item from the lot down south. And if you're wondering what I paid, I will tell you I paid $500 and I got hundreds of items. And I paid for the highest dollar selling one separate though. So I paid $500 total. You have seen quite a few of those items. You're going to see more of those items here coming up. So definitely a good buy. So I would say like $5 into this one, it sold for $79.99 in less than a month. And so this one is going to be about a $60 profit. So you can see here the photos of this one as well as the rack, and very, very fast sales. So watch for Calphalon and watch for roasters in general. A lot of roasters can be really good money. Next up is another item from down south. This is a Robert Graham terry cloth robe. So again, less than $5 in. This one sold in under a month for full price of $104.99. And this was a large, extra large. I also got a small. And this one you can see is new with the tag. There's that skull. There's that Robert Graham tag. We also show the measurements. And great sale under a month. Robert Graham is another name you definitely want to watch out for. We got robes. We got some luggage bags and several different things. And what we have listed has been selling well. I still have, I think, a couple more items to get up. Next up is this El Paso saddle blanket. That's a name to watch out for, okay? These are made by this company. So this one I put Southwestern Tribal Design wool woven. It was a 4x6 rug. Got it for $5 in an online auction lot. It was listed back in April and it sold for full price. I love picking up these rugs and runners. They're thin, so they're really easy to fold and to ship. They're very easy. Here you can see that El Paso saddle blanket. This one's made in India. So you can see I'm not putting Navajo. Like, I don't want to mislead my buyers. You want to show where it was made, and you need to know provenance and be careful with rugs. So I have gotten several Navajo rugs that I have the provenance from the estate company, but this one was made in India and it still sold for almost $100. So this one is over an $80 profit and it sold in just a few months. Next up is my broken iPhone, and this one is actually coming back as a return, and this buyer says it's not the factory screen. However, it has glass over it, and I bought this phone and I know it is the factory screen. So they opened an item not as described case on me, and I am going to be fighting that with eBay because I know it is authentic. So they sent me $175. It sold within an hour. I know it will sell very fast as soon as I get it back as well. So if you guys get item not as described cases and you know for a fact that they are as described, and you can see I put for parts are not working, read for parts. it is as described. So I will be fighting this if I feel that they have manipulated that screen. I also will be deducting some off of their purchase price. So know that you do have recourse if people do that. So this one you might see in a future what sold video because it is coming back. Next up is another fast sale. This is a Baccarat France crystal lotus vase. And that I learned the name of the vase by Google Lens. This one was just listed a month ago. I accepted a best offer of $157. I was less than 10 in. So this one's about $120 profit after fees in under a month. Watch for Baccarat. Very, very good name to know. And I will show you on the bottom where it is stamped so you know what to look for. And this isn't that big. It's a 10-inch vase. There is a Baccarat. Check the bottoms of vases. If they look fancy, this one was crystal. Pretty easy to kind of pick out if it was in a group different from the glass. You can tell the difference when they're side by side. And amazing, amazing profit and under a month to sell. All right, another Robert Graham item that sold super fast that I have less than $5. Well over $100 profit from the lot down south. That was a personal buy. Here you can see this did have a tag of $298 on it. It is a little toiletry bag. You can see the Robert Graham there. It was not used. And you can see we do show the measurements. It also came with a luggage tag. And it came with a passport holder. So these were separate, but I put them all together to get a higher sales price. There you can see that carrying bag. I didn't want to separate them out. So really, really good sale. Over $100 profit, less than a $5 buy-in, and sold very, very fast. We are now up to our top 5. And this one was a thrift store buy for $6. I accepted a best offer of $200 on this one. So it's $150 below my asking price, but there were no sold comps and only one listed. So when I got this $200 offer, and actually I think they sent me $150 and I contemplated taking it, and they messaged me because I hadn't accepted or declined. And I said, I would be willing to do $200. This is just in messages. I didn't counter them. And I said, if you're willing to do that, I'll counter you now. I did that. They did accept. And it is over $150 profit on a thrift store buy. They are out there. This just looked fancy to me. It looked fancy. And it actually, this one was actually missing a button. This button was off, but it had those extra buttons attached to the tag. So my mom sewed that button back on for me. And $150 profit. Here you can see we are showing some pulling there on the lining. You want to make sure to show that. Here is the camel hair, Brook Street, Rallies, Washington. Again, not many comps, but sold. This one, it took about 2 months, but over $150 profit. Number 3 top is actually 2 of these that sold. And they sold for $105 each. So they sold for $210. They are Dom Perignon champagne glasses. I almost left these when I did the big buy down south. I did not think they would be worth money. And that was my bad. And then I Googled them and I was like, holy crap, they're worth a lot of money. And they had 2 boxes of them. So since they bought 2, I accepted their offer of $105 each. These were shipped internationally and they had to spend hundreds on shipping as well. So these are about a $175 profit for me, and they sold in under a month. So if you happen to come across these that look like this, these are Dom Perignon and they are valuable. Number 2 is another thrift store find. Not by me, not by me. I bought it, but my friend Elena found it, pointed it out to me. I paid $40 for this. It sold for $575 in under a week. It is very close to a $500 profit. Big shout out to Elena for pointing it out. She said she didn't have room to store it. So if I wanted it, I was welcome to it. She had seen it in a video just like this one. That is how she knew it. So guys, watching these videos should help you to improve your sourcing and improve your sales. That is how I learned as well. This one is White Mountain. If you see these, pick them up. I would honestly, this would be worth paying $150 to $200 for. Their sell-through rate is about 200%. So watch for these. And now we're going to head on over to the highest eBay sale, and then I'm going to show you one from Poshmark as well. The top selling I showed in my what sold video last week. I could not hold out for this high dollar, but I want to show you it again just to make sure you know. This is a Breville Barista Touch BS 990 espresso machine. I bought this from my contact in South Florida, along with all of the Robert Graham stuff, the Dom Perignon glasses, the first class kit. I drove 4 hours to pick it up. I spent a total of $1,000. So I paid $500 for this, $500 for the rest. And this one is over $1,000 profit. So definitely worth the drive. You have seen a lot of these sales today. Here is that contact. This one was used once. It was in excellent condition. And the new ones sell for around $2,500. I priced at the top end of used. A lot of them were going for about $1,300. I priced at $16.99 because this was an immaculate machine, only used the one time, and I do think it was worth that $1,700. They paid full price, and it sold in under a month. Amazing, amazing sale on this one. Very, very happy with it. And that is the last one for eBay, but I am going to show you one from Poshmark that sold for over $50. All right, my one Poshmark over 50 is this St. John Santana knit pencil skirt, size 12, sold for $55. Payout was $45. I paid $20, so profit is only $25. But these St. John's are selling so fast. I knew the sell-through rate was good, therefore I was okay paying up for them and paid $20 per piece. So I paid up quite a bit for these, but it definitely is paying off as they are selling very fast. Do not confuse St. John with St. John's Bay. They are not the same, my friends. St. John is high end, where St. John's Bay is more bread and butter. So watch out for St. John. It is definitely worth picking up. All right, friend, that was everything for high dollar. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned some new things. I learn new things when I buy these lots by buying it, and then I'm researching and I learn a lot. Robert Graham is selling great for me in accessories and those bathrobes. St. John is selling very well. My Lily Pulitzer is also selling very, very well. So I hope you learned a lot. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I will see you on the next one.